For the business owner to know that. Their top box score was 40%. So what does that tell you about 60% of their patients? Go anywhere else given an opportunity. Are there other hospitals in the Phoenix metro area? Yeah. Now, that meant that 60,000 patients were at risk, because we're assuming that, and they did about 100,000 patients in a given year. We're going to assume that 10,000 would go away and 2,000 would stay anyway. If you look at what each patient is worth and multiply it by how many we're losing, over 10 years they were losing $900 million in revenue. Does that seem like a large number to you? Now, if we look at and divide it by 10, that's only $9 million a year. How many of you guys feel better now that they're only losing $9 million a year? Doesn't that seem more reasonable? Now, you guys understand net profit and return on sales and that kind of stuff. If they only had a 5% net, that means they lost $4.5 million a year just because they didn't have time to make the distinction between customer enthusiasm and customer satisfaction. This is a huge distinction I'd ask you to make. If you can make the way you do business so excellent that it becomes marketing for you, you become tremendous. You will take loads of money to the bank as you start to go through. What I said to now I have the CEO and the CFO and stuff in the room. Can you imagine how fun this presentation was? Because I did this with all their frontline employees first, then I met with the management, because all the employees were coming up and saying to the management, man, you guys need to take this guy's class, he's good. So the CEO said, hey, I think I ought to know what you're saying. So we put all this together, we're sitting around the boardroom, I go through this and I said, now, do you know what's really exciting? Y'all lose a new $4.5 million every year just because you're focused on management excellence. And that was the end of my talk. No. That was the day that they decided that they needed to make a cultural change and work with their leaders and managers to have a better organization. That's how important this kind of stuff is. So, I'd like to stop with this because we're at time. I want to kind of go through a couple of other quick things that you can look at doing. Low cost, no cost marketing things that I think you can take away. Number one is, I beg you to use YouTube. All of you can create a channel on YouTube for free. That's your business. You can link it to your website so that when people go download stuff, it registers as hits against your website, which moves you up the natural search engine. Once you do that, look at ways to communicate with your customers through YouTube. Look at ways to make your business easier to do business with, simpler. And one of the great ways to do that is to use YouTube as free space. You can do it for marketing, you can do it for customer testimonials, you can do it for education on how to work with you. You can send out, do you realize that you can do little free video podcasts that you can do up to 5 minutes on iTunes for free? Do you know that if you could gather the email addresses of all your clients, you could do a 5-minute update from you guys on 3 things that are going on in the marketplace on video? They see your face, they go through it, you email it out, they click it right on iTunes and they can watch it. Move from 2D to 3D. Use YouTube as a way to communicate and market in a very sophisticated way. 15 years ago, desktop publishing hit it. In the past, you had to go to a printer to get anything done. And graphic design burgeoned because anybody with a computer and the right software could design stuff. Video publishing is what's happening now, and in the next 5 years, everyone will do video publishing. And it's the next kind of frontier where you're at. It's a great way to market and use stuff and go forward.